होमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from Caitanya Charitāmrta, Madhya lila. We are on chapter 9. Chapter 9 is entitled Mahaprabhu Travels to South India. And so far we have discussed Mahaprabhu going to so many holy places, starting from meeting Ramanand Rai at Kovur, discussing all the wonderful concepts of the epitome of devotional service. Mahaprabhu then left from there, went through so many places, ultimately reached Sri Rangam. There he spent 4 months at the house of Venkata Bhatta, and he discussed so many wonderful things, established the supremacy of the form of Krishna, and then he had a wonderful discussion with that illiterate Brahman. And after spending 4 months, Mahaprabhu left. Then on the way, some Bhattacharys, they seduced Kal Krishnadas. Mahaprabhu had to run himself and save Kal Krishnadas from the clutches of these Bhattacharys. Then Mahaprabhu, he kept on walking, traveling, and ultimately he reached Udupi. He took darshan of beautiful Krishna, Bal Krishna, and there he defeated Tattvavadis. So last time we discussed till verse number 277. We'll continue from there. So in this verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first of all, he established the supremacy of devotional service. He glorifies bhakti. He tells that all the scriptures, they have established bhakti to be the supreme. And Shravanam Kirtanam Navvida Bhakti, that is the supreme sadhana. And what you have done, you have established karma as the sadhana and swarga as bhakti, as the goal. That is not at all recommended in the scriptures. He condemns liberation also. If the goal is, if the sadhana is karma, then goal is swarga. If the sadhana is dhyana, if the goal is liberation. Mahaprabhu established that both are rejected. Dharma projita kaitavatra parmo nirmatsaranam satam. And all the Tattvavadis, they accepted whatever Mahaprabhu was saying. And ultimately, in the last verse we discussed, in 277th verse, Mahaprabhu says, Sab ek gun dekhi tomar sampraday, satya vigraha kari ishwara karaha nishchay. There is one good thing I can see in your sampradaya. You accept deity worship, the form of the Lord as Archa Vigraha to be truth. And Prabhupada writes that how general behavior of the Tattvavadis is not favoring pure devotional service, but Mahaprabhu accepted this deity worship from them. After establishing the principles of devotional service, pure bhakti, Mahaprabhu left. He went to a place called as Falgu Tirtha, and from there he went to a place called as Trikupa. There was a beautiful deity of the Lord, Vishal deity. From there he went to a place called as Panch Apsara Tirtha. Srila Prabhupada writes about the history of this Panch Apsara Tirtha. One time there were 5 Apsaras: Lata, Budbuda, Samichi, Saurabhi, and Varna. And as usual, there was a great sage doing tapasya, Achyut Rishi. And Indra, he became afraid that, oh, maybe he is going to get my throne. He sent these 5 Apsaras to distract that sage. So these 5 Apsaras, they came, started dancing, singing, and trying to distract this great sage. He could understand this. He opened his eyes, and because his meditation was broken by all these things which were happening, which were being done by these Apsaras, he was very angry. He cursed them, and you will become crocodile, and Lord Ram will deliver you. Because after being cursed, they pleaded, please help us, please give some mercy, show some mercy. So then Sikh said, okay, Lord Ram will come and he'll deliver you. So then Lord Ram came and he delivered these Apsaras from the abominable condition. From that day on, this place where these Apsaras were staying, so these 5 Apsaras as crocodiles were staying in the lake. Lord Ram delivered those Apsaras. That place became famous as Apsara Tirtha, Panch Apsara Tirtha. So after taking darshan of this Panch Apsara Tirtha, Mahaprabhu further proceeded. He went to a place called as Gokarna. He took darshan of Lord Shiva there. And from there he went to Dvaipayani. Prabhupada writes, Gokarna is in North Karnataka. So Mahaprabhu has reached now Karnataka state. And then this Gokarna is 33 miles southeast of Karwar district. And this place was famous for Lord Shiva temple. And this Lord Shiva is called as Mahabaleshwar, not of Maharashtra. There is another place, another Mahabaleshwar in Karnataka. And from there, Mahaprabhu reached a place called as Shurparak Tirtha. So what is the Shurparak Tirtha? That is current Nalasopara. So Mahaprabhu, he reached Nalasopara, Shurparak Tirtha. So that's how Shurparak, it is a great pilgrimage place. Mahaprabhu, he spent some time there. Prabhupada also writes in the purport, Shurparak is about 26 miles north of Mumbai, and Shurparak is also mentioned in Mahabharata. That means it's a very ancient place. It is a Tirtha. Mahaprabhu has come. So then Mahaprabhu visited the town of Kolhapur. And from Kolhapur, he took darshan of Mahalakshmi Devi. And there is a temple of Lord Ganesha also. There is another temple of Parvati also, called as Chora Parvati. So Mahaprabhu, he took darshan of all these beautiful places, and then Mahaprabhu reached Pandharpur. Tatha hoite Pandharpure aila Gaura Chandra, Vithala Thakur dekhi paila Ananda. So in this way, Mahaprabhu, he came to Pandharpur Dham. And as soon as he saw the beautiful deity of Vithala Dev, Vithala Rukmini, he was in ecstasy. So Prabhupada writes about Pandharpur, it is on the bank of Hima river. And Hima is also called as Chandrabhaga, because it circles around this entire place of Pandharpur like a crescent moon, Chandrabhaga. And Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada writes that Mahaprabhu, it is said that Mahaprabhu initiated Tukaram there. And Tukaram became his disciple. And that's how Tukaram, when he started writing Abhangas, they were full of glorification of Rama, Krishna, Hari. So many beautiful abhangas he has written. And Prabhupada writes that his Sankirtan movement, all the Varkaris, they come every year traveling from so many places of Maharashtra, walking long distances, hundreds and hundreds of miles on foot, all the way chanting and dancing in Kirtan with all the Mridanga and Kartal. So Prabhupada writes their Sankirtan is very much like our Sankirtan. So that's how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reached this beautiful Pandharpur Dham. Yeah. Then at Pandharpur, something interesting happened. Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing in Pandharpur. Everyone came to know there is a great sannyasi who has come, who is absorbed in chanting and dancing the name and glorifying the names of the Lord. One Brahmana was very attracted. He came and he invited Mahaprabhu for lunch at his home. Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation. He reached the place of this Brahman. This Brahmana has prepared wonderful prasad for the Lord. Mahaprabhu, he accepted all the prasad. He was very happy and pleased. And there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received a very auspicious news. Mahaprabhu came to know that there was a great disciple of Madhavendra Puri, that is Sri Rangapuri, who was also there in Pandharpur Dham that time. So that means Sri Rangapuri was the god brother of his spiritual master, Ishwarapuri. So as soon as Mahaprabhu heard that Sri Rangapuri is there, immediately he went to see Sri Rangapuri. So Sri Rangapuri, he was staying in the house of another Brahman in Pandharpur. And immediately Mahaprabhu went there, very happy to see, offered his prostrate obeisances, falling flat, because he was his God, his like spiritual master's God brother, offered his obeisances. And as soon as he fell flat, all the symptoms of ecstasy, they were manifesting in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trembling, perspiration, faltering of voice, jubilation, all these wonderful symptoms. And Sri Rangapuri could understand that this ecstasy is possible only in a personality who is connected to Sri Madhavendra Puri, otherwise it is not possible. For many of us, because we have got this process of Krishna consciousness, and for us, chanting and dancing in Kirtan, it is natural, it is common. And when devotees they dance in Kirtan, they really go in wild. They forget all the other things. To develop symptoms of ecstasy, it is not possible for anyone who is not connected to Sri Madhavendra Puri. We have heard in the Adi Lila, 9th chapter, Bhakti Kalpa Vriksha. So there Sri Kaviraj Goswami writes that Madhavendra Puri is the first root, the primary root, the first ankur. Bhakti Kalpa Vriksha Teho Prathama Ankur. He is the first sprout, first sapling. So therefore, it is not so ordinary. So Sri Rangapuri could understand that this personality must be connected to Srila Madhavendra Puri. He immediately embraced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and told him first of all, oh, please get up, oh, your holiness, please get up. Shripada Dharamura Gosaira Sambandha Taha Vina Netra Nahi Em Premera Gandha. Then he tells, Rangapuri tells, Shripada, your holiness, Dharamura Gosaira Sambandha. For sure, you have a relation with Gosain. That means Madhavendra Gosai, Madhavendra Puri Gosai. Otherwise, taha vina anyatra nahi e premaragandha. Otherwise, it is not possible to develop such ecstatic symptoms. Prabhupada writes. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that in the line of Madhvacharya, up to Sri Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, Lord Krishna, he was worshipped alone. It was Sri Madhavendra Puri who started the worship of Radha and Krishna together. This Madhurya bhav was not existing, or a Kiya bhav was not there. It was very, very confidential. Prabhupada writes, Madhavendra Puri for this reason is accepted as the root of worship and ecstatic love. Unless one is connected in the disciplic succession of Madhavendra Puri, one cannot awaken the symptoms of ecstatic love. That is our fortune. We are in that parampara where highest is available to the lowest. एक प्रेम श्री चैतन्य दिलाय था तथा जगाए मधाय पर्यंत अन्यर का कथा. So Mahaprabhu, it is his mercy that he has given the highest to the lowest. Srila Prabhupada focuses on this word Gosai. Who is a Gosai or Goswami? Goswami is not a hereditary or a caste title. Srila Prabhupada writes in detail how Goswami is one who can control the senses. And the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they were the actual bona fide spiritual masters who were sent by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were the one who built so many temples. Because that was the instruction Mahaprabhu had given them. Tumi kariha bhakti shastrera prachar, Mathuraya lukta tirthera kariha uddhar, Vrindavane Krishna seva Vaishnava achar, Bhakti Smriti Shastra Kori ha Prachar. Tumi Kari ha Bhakti Shastra Prachar. Please preach by your personal example. Mathuraya Lupta Tirthera Karuhe Uddhar. Excavate the holy places in Vrindavan. Vrindavane Krishna Seva. Establish temples, establish deity worship. And Bhakti Smriti Shastra Kari. Write books. Karaha Prachar. So Prabhupada writes, these Goswamis, they have made all the temples in Vrindavan. They were the original Goswamis. And then, after they left, they gave the worship of those deities to some of the Grihastha disciples. And that's how the disciples, they got this title Goswami. Actually, it is not a hereditary or a caste title. Prabhupada writes, unfortunately, the hereditary process is going on. And in most cases, people, they forget the etymological meaning of Goswami. That means what is the meaning of the word Goswami? Goswami is not just a title. It is a personality who has controlled his senses. Just like what is the meaning of Chaturvedi, Dvivedi, Trivedi? That means one who knows 2 Vedas, 3 Vedas, 4 Vedas. But nowadays people, they think, yeah, this is the caste, this is surname. No, it is a qualification. You should know the Vedas. Goswami is a qualification, controller of the senses. So Prabhupada emphasizes on that, Goswami. So then Sri Rangapuri says, for sure, you must be associated with Madhavendra Puri. Sripada Dharamora Gosaira Sambandha. For sure you are related. Dharamora. Dhara means you are related to Sri Madhavendra Puri. Taha vina anyatra nahi ai premaragandha. Otherwise it is not possible to get this ecstatic symptoms. He lifted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, embraced him. Mahaprabhu and Rangapuri, they embraced each other shoulder to shoulder, crying tears of ecstasy. They were really absorbed in ecstasy. They were happy. And then after being in that situation for some time, they became patient. They started talking. And they discussed so many things. And in this way, both of them, they met. They would meet every day for 5 to 7 days. They were meeting and discussing Harikatha every day. Dui jane Krishna Katha kohe ratri dine, ei mat guaila panch sat dine. It is very, very wonderful how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he would meet any devotee, he would forget whether it is day or night. Ei mat Krishna Katha kohe ratri dine. They are absorbed. Jagran ho raha hai. Not thinking, रात में नहीं सोएंगे, how we will work next day. Ei mat, ei jane, dui jane Krishna Katha kahe ratri dine. And in this way, 5 to 7 days, they both were discussing. One day, Rangapuri, Sri Rangapuri, he asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu out of curiosity, from where do you belong? What is your birthplace? Mahaprabhu says, I belong to Navadvip, Madhya. And Sri Rangapuri, as soon as he heard, oh, Navadvip, I had gone to Navadvip with Madhavendra Puri one time. And there, he started telling what happened there. Jagannath Mishra Ghare Bhikshaye Korila Apurva Mochara Ghanta Tahaye Khaila. So this is very, very amusing and wonderful. So Sri Rangapuri is such a great devotee of the Lord. And as soon as he remembered Navadvip, what was the first thing he remembered? We had a wonderful prasad at the house of Jagannath Mishra. That's why prasad is so very powerful. And many of us, we have come to Krishna consciousness because of prasad, right? And prasad is the most attractive things which stays in the mind. So Sri Rangapuri is saying, long ago I had visited Navadvip with Madhavendra Puri, and at the house of Jagannath Mishra, we went. Apurva Mochara Ghanta. And he remembers the dish also. Kya khaya tha? Not just prasad, acha prasad khaya. He remembers dish also. Mochara Ghanta. There we ate curry made up of banana flowers. Mochara Ghanta. Apurva Mochara Ghanta. It was unprecedented. And then he remembers, the wife of Jagannath Mishra, she was such a chaste lady. Jagannath era Brahmani teham mahaprativrata vatsalye hoye na teha ye na Jagannmata. She was the wife of Jagannath Mishra. She was such a great chaste lady. She was very devoted, very chaste, and she was so very affectionate to us. In affection, she was like the mother of the universe. Of course, she was. She gave birth to Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So she is the mother of the universe. And then he tells, this wife of Jagannath Mishra, she was the best cook. Randhane nipunata sama nahi tribhuvane putra samasneha korena sannyasi bhojane. So two wonderful qualities, many wonderful qualities of Shachi Mata are described in these verses. She was a great devotee. She was a most chaste lady. She was the mother of the universe. She was the best cook. Randhanera Nipuna. She is expert in cooking. Tasama nahi tribhuvane. There was nobody equal to her in cooking. She was the best cook. At the same time, Putra Samasneha Korena. And he remembered that she was serving like a mother serves the child. She was very affectionate towards the sannyasis. She fed them like her own sons. So that is Vatsalya of Shachi Devi. So as Sri Rangapuri, he was remembering Navadvip, he remembered Jagannath Mishra, eating at the house of Jagannath Mishra, and then he remembered Shachi Devi, out of her many sons, one of the sons, he took sannyas at very young age. And he became a sannyasi of the name Shankararanya. And then Sri Rangapuri, he informs Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Shankararanya attained perfection in this place of Pandharpur. Mahaprabhu, he is Antaryami, but he knew this already. He knew this right in the beginning of his travels. He is Antaryami, he knows everything, whatever is happening in the whole universe. But still he had this excuse. I want to search for my brother. We have not seen him after he had left. I want to find out where is my brother. But that was just a plea, excuse. He wanted to deliver entire South India. And now, actually, Mahaprabhu is coming to know what happened to Shankararanya. So Mahaprabhu is in a very composed state. He is not lamenting and thinking, oh, I could not meet my brother. He just describes who was Jagannath Mishra, who was Shankararanya. Prabhu kahe purvashrame teham mora bhrata Jagannath Mishra purvashrame mora pita. Purva ashram, in my previous ashram as Grahastha ashram, Teho Mora Prata, Jagannath Mishra, this Shankararanya was my brother, and Jagannath Mishra was my father. So that's how Mahaprabhu he reveals his identity. In this way, he discussed lots of Harikatha, lots of Krishna Katha, and then after finishing their talks, Sri Rangapuri took permission and he left for Dwarka. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he stayed there at Pandharpur for 4 more days. He took darshan of Vitthal Rukmani every day. And after staying at Pandharpur for 4 more days, he left. And from there, he continued his travels. And as he was traveling, he reached another place. He reached a place where he found a very, very wonderful scripture. And that scripture was Krishna Karnamrita. So this Krishna Karnamrita he found in a place called as Krishna Venva. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling. He reached on the bank of Krishna river, and in that there was a tributary that was called as Krishna Venva river. Krishna Venva. And this Krishna Venva, it was full of many temples and holy places. And in that, on the bank of this Krishna Venva river, the great personality Bilva Mangal Thakur resided. Srila Prabhupada writes that this Bilva Mangal Thakur, he composed a great literature called as Krishna Karnamrita. And all the Brahmanas, Kaviraj Goswami describes, all the Brahmanas of that area, they were pure devotees. They were not ordinary people. They were pure devotees. They were absorbed in discussing Krishna Karnamrita written by Bilva Mangal Thakur. It was a wonderful literature. This Krishna Karnamrita had 112 verses. And Srila Prabhupada writes that there are 2 or 3 more books of the same name. But this specific book written by Bilva Mangal Thakur, it is special. Kaviraj Goswami has written a commentary on this Krishna Karnamrita. There is another devotee, Chaitanya Das Gosai. He has also written a commentary on this Bilva Mangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita. So Mahaprabhu, when he received this book, he was so very pleased. And he liked that book, appreciated it so much, he copied it and took it with him. Kaviraj Goswami describes the glories of Krishna Karnamrita. He tells, Krishna Karnamrita Sama Vastu Nahi Tribhuvan Karnamrita Sama Vastu Nahi Tribhuvane Yaha Hoite Hoye Krishna Shuddha Prema Gyane Karnamrita Sama Vastu Nahi Tribhuvane. There is no Vastu like Krishna Karnamrita in the entire 3 planetary systems. What is the special feature of this book? Yaha hoite hoye Krishna Shuddha Prema Gyani. Anyone who reads Krishna Karnamrita, he is elevated to the knowledge of pure devotional service to Krishna. What is there in that book? Saundarya Madhurya Krishna Lilara Avadhi Sei Jane Yai Karnamrita Pade Niravadhi. Saundarya and Madhurya. So all the pastimes of Krishna, their beauty, their sweetness, the extent of this Lilara Avadhi, one can understand the beautiful sweetness or melodious taste of all the pastimes of Krishna by reading Krishna Karnamrita. Yei Sai Jane Yei Karnamrit Padhe Niravadhi. One who reads this regularly, constantly, he can understand the melodious taste of Krishna's pastimes. So that was the glory of Krishna Karnamrit. So that's why Mahaprabhu copied it and took it with him. So now Mahaprabhu has 2 books with him. First was Brahma Samhita and second was Krishna Karnamrita. So throughout the travels in 2 years in South India, Mahaprabhu, he kept only 2 books with him. Although he came in touch with so many philosophies, so many people, so many different books. But 2 books attracted his attention. Brahma Samhita Karnamrita Dui Puthi Paya Maharatna Praya Paya Ila Sangalaya. Brahma Samhita Karnamrita Dui Puthi Paya. After receiving these 2 books, he kept them with him like jewels. Maharatna Praya, not ordinary, the most valuable jewel. And he kept it with him on his return trip. So these 2 books, because they have the essence of all the scriptures. Brahma Samhita, we have discussed, Prabhupada writes in one of the purport. Brahma Samhita has all the details of devotional service, so many tattvas of bhakti, about the devatas, about Mayavad, about the process of Navavidha Bhakti, about deity worship, about all the other devatas, everything is there in Brahma Samhita. So one becomes very fixed up in the process of devotional service by reading the philosophy mentioned in Brahma Samhita. And then to rise to the highest levels of Krishna Prema Rasa, Krishna Karnamrit is having everything. Saundarya, Madhurya, Krishna Lilara Avadhi. The epitome of Saundarya and Madhurya of Krishna Lila, everything is mentioned in Krishna Karnamrita. So Mahaprabhu, he took these 2 books and continued his journey. So then after continuing his journey, he reached another place. He reached on the banks of river Tapi or Tapti. Took bath there. From there, he went to Mahishmatipur, and this Mahishmatipur was the bank of river Narmada. From there, he went to Dhanush Tirtha. He took bath there. From there, he went to Rishyamukh mountain, and then he went to Dandakaranya forest, the forest where Lord Sri Ram spent his 13 years. Rishyamukh mountain, where Sugriva was residing. In that Dandakaranya forest, there were 7 huge tal trees. They were very ancient, huge, wide, old trees. And what had happened? These tal trees, they were very special. When Lord Ram met with Sugriva, so they had a deal. Sugriva, he told, "Oh Lord Ram, I'm really suffering because I've been thrown out of my kingdom. My wife, my property, my wealth, everything is taken away by my brother Vali. Please, can you help me get my kingdom, my wife back? And I will help you to get your wife back." So they made a deal. In front of fire, they made a promise of friendship. And Lord Ram said, "For sure, I'll kill Vali." So Sugriva, he said, "Oh my lord, Vali is very powerful. He's so powerful that one time, even Ravan, he was, camping at one place on the bank of a river. And Vali, he just went there. He was doing his Gayatri at one place. Ravana came to attack. Vali just kept Ravana under his armpit and he continued doing his Gayatri. And he actually defeated Ravana. He could not do anything. How can I believe that you can kill Vali? Can you show your prowess?" So Lord Ram, he took his arrow, and there were 7 huge tall trees. And Lord Ram shot one arrow. It went through all the 7 trees and then went up and down the universe and came back in his quiver. So seeing this, Sugriva was convinced that, okay, I think you can kill Vali. So that those 7 palm trees were in Dandakaranya forest in Rishyamukh. Mahaprabhu, he embraced those 7 palm trees, very tall palm trees. And as soon as Mahaprabhu embraced them, all of them, they just disappeared. They went to Vaikuntha. Everybody was just amazed to see this wonderful, darshan. शून्य स्थल देखी लोकेरा होइल चमत्कार लोके कोई ए सन्यासी राम अवतार. The place became vacant. All the 7 tall palm trees, they were gone. They all disappeared, went to Vaikuntha, and everybody was shocked, astonished. Lokera chamatkar. And everybody was convinced that this sannyasi is not different than Lord Ramchandra. Otherwise, who can do this? Who has the power to send trees to Vaikuntha? After this, eventually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he arrived at a lake called as Pampa Sarovar, the place of Hanumanji. He took bath there. From there, he went to Panchavati, the same place where Lord Ram was staying with Mother Sita and Lakshman. He ultimately went to Nasik, took darshan of the deity of Lord Shiva at Trambakeshwar, went to Brahmagiri, took bath in Kushavarta. Kushavarta is a place from where Godavari originates. Kushavar Tirtha, still it is a very beautiful place. in Trambakeshwar. Then after visiting so many other places, Mahaprabhu ultimately went to Sapta Godavari and then returned to Vidyanagar. So that's how the entire journey of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now about to get over. After going through all the places, starting from Vidyanagar, ultimately again Mahaprabhu has reached Vidyanagar. And as soon as Mahaprabhu he reached Vidyanagar, Ramananda was so happy, he was so very pleased, he was ecstatic, and immediately went to see Mahaprabhu. Fell flat, offered obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu just raised him, embraced him. They started crying tears of ecstasy. Both were in ecstasy. And Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, as soon as they regained their senses, they sat at one place. Mahaprabhu started telling vivid descriptions of whatever happened in his yatra. 2 years of travels in South India. Mahaprabhu was telling everything to Ramananda Rai. And then he gave these two books, Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Samhita, to Ramananda Rai. And Ramananda Rai became so very happy receiving these two books. He copied them, kept them with him. And then Mahaprabhu told, whatever Siddhanta you taught me before leaving from this place, so many things you described to me, everything is there in this book. That is the glory of Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Samhita. Prabhu kahe tum yei siddhanto kohili, ei dui puthi sei sab sakshi dili. So these two books, they are the proof of whatever conclusions you had told me. Yei tum yei siddhanto kohili, ei dui puthi ei sab sakshi kohili. These two books are the proof. They are proving beyond any doubt whatever you have said is perfect. Ramananda Rai was so very happy to receive these books. Immediately the news reached all over the place. All the people from Vidyanagar, they were coming to have darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, they were whole day just meeting so many devotees. Mahaprabhu then left to his home in that Ramananda had provided. Ramananda went for work. Again he returned at night. Again, whole night they again did what they would do. They did Jagaran, discussing Harikatha, whole night. Dui jane Krishna Katha kohe ratri dine, Paramananda gela 5-7 dine. So Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, again they spent 5-7 days discussing Harikatha. That's how, Mahaprabhu, when two devotees they meet, they can't just discuss for 1 or 2 days. Everywhere it is like the same thing. Sri Rangapuri, 5-7 dine. Ramananda Rai, 5-7 dine. So that's how Krishna Katha is so attractive. A devotee is never satisfied hearing Harikatha. It comes in Bhagavatam. When Vidurji, he meets with Maitreya Muni and he tells, can you please speak about Krishna? I have heard about Dharmartha Kama Moksha a lot, but they are not satisfied me. Paravaresham Bhagavan Vratani Shrutani Me Vyasa Mukhadapikshnam Atripnuma Shulla Sukhavahana Tesham Rite Krishna Katham Ritavghat. O Maitreya Muni, I have heard Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Para, Avara. I have heard about this world, I have heard about liberation also. Vyasa Mukhat, Abhikshnam. Constantly I have heard about this. But the problem is, Atripnumashalla Sukhavahana, they give very little pleasure to me. No satisfaction. Only Krishna Katha Amrit Ogha. Ogha means the ocean of Krishna Katha can satisfy. Maitreya says, Vidurji, you appeared in the family of Krishna. You must have heard a lot of Krishna Katha also, right? Vidur says, yes. Who can be satisfied hearing about Krishna? Kastripnuya tirthapado vidana satreshu vasuriviridhyamana yakkardanadem purushasya yato bhava pradamage haratim chinatti. Kastripnuyat. Who can be satisfied hearing about Krishna? Tirthapada, he is Tirthapada. Anyone who hears Hari Katha, all the attachment of the family goes away. So there Mahaprabhu and Ramananda they are discussing. Ramananda told, "Oh my dear Lord, with your permission I have written a letter to the king asking for retirement and he has sanctioned it. So now I will leave everything and I will be coming with you." King has already given permission. In fact, Pratap Rudra Maharaj, he was such a great devotee. His story will also come in some time. He himself didn't get a chance to meet Mahaprabhu. And he is not thinking, "Mujhe nahi mila to main inko kaise de do?" He is not envious. He is thinking, well, if he is getting mercy of the Lord, I will assist him. He gave him full salary as a pension. That was Mahaprabhu. And that was Pratap Rudra Maharaj. He is another very, very great Vaishnava. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, "Arey, this is the only purpose I have come here for. To take you with me. Come, we'll go together." Ramananda says, "Actually, it will be better if you proceed ahead. Because, I'll be coming with so many horses, elephants, chariots, soldiers, and they all would be roaring tumultuously. It will not be, very conducive and favorable for you to go with me. So I will settle everything in 10 days and I'll come immediately. I'll reach. You just proceed ahead." So Mahaprabhu, he gave orders to Ramananda Rai to come immediately and left. And he traveled by the same road as he had come. So all the devotees on the way, they got to see Mahaprabhu again. They were so very happy. Yaha yaye loke uthe hari dhvani kori dekhi anandit mana hoila gaur hari. For Mahaprabhu, the greatest joy is when people are chanting and dancing in Kirtan. And everybody was chanting the names of Krishna. Yaha yaye loke uthe. Anywhere Mahaprabhu would go, people would just stand up and start chanting the names of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu was so very happy. Ultimately, Mahaprabhu reached Alalnath. He sent Kal Krishnadas, "You please go and inform Nityananda Prabhu that I have come." Kal Krishnadas came, informed. Nityananda Prabhu just could not stop. Immediately he jumped and he ran to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The news immediately spread in entire Jagannath Puri. All the prime devotees, Nityananda, Jagadananda, Mukunda and Damodar Pandit, they all came running. Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya came, Gopinath Acharya came. Everybody was just happy. So it's so very ecstatic. We cannot understand what was the joy of all these devotees. For them, it was like their life had come back. After 2 years of separation from Mahaprabhu, they were meeting him. They were so very happy. Sarvam Bhattacharya, Nityanand Prabhu, he just embraced Mahaprabhu. All the devotees, they offered obeisances. Sarvam Bhattacharya fell flat at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu just embraced him. And Sarvam Bhattacharya, he told Mahaprabhu, "Please come to my home." And then before that, they all went to the temple of Jagannath, took darshan of the Lord. Mahaprabhu, as soon as he saw Lord Jagannath, He went into ecstasy, started dancing, singing. The Pandas and all the priests, other priests, they were so very happy to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They brought garlands and Mahaprasad for Lord Sri Chaitanya. After some time, Kashi Mishra came. Kashi Mishra was a superintendent of Jagannath Puri temple. He fell at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then in this way, beautiful exchanges were happening between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the various devotees of the Lord. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he requested Mahaprabhu, please come and stay in my home for some days. Mahaprabhu accepted, took lunch there. We stayed at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Bhattacharya, he had prepared such a huge feast, and he had brought all the Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath with all the cakes and the sweet meats and everything. After feeding Mahaprabhu, he started massaging the Lord. Mahaprabhu said, please don't do this. He sent Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, please take prasad. And all the devotees, please take prasad. They all went. And they came back immediately because they wanted to hear. Do saal Mahaprabhu nahi hai. What must have happened? Where all you went? Everybody was eager to hear. Whole night again they were discussing, hearing where all Mahaprabhu went. For the devotees of the Lord, when they are discussing about Hari Katha, when they are hearing the stories and the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they don't feel tired. Wherever there is love, nobody gets tired. Nobody feels, okay, abhi thoda so jate hain. It was a wonderful experience for all of them to hear from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu kahe et tirtha kailu paryatan, Toma sab Vaishnavana dekhlu ek jan now. Mahaprabhu has a special affection for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He tells, I went to hundreds and thousands of places. Et tirtha kailu paryatan, itne tirth mein gaya, I have not seen even one Vaishnava like you. That was the love Mahaprabhu had for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And then he says, actually Ramanand Rai was amazing. He gave me such joy. Eka Ramanand Rai bahu sukha dila, bhatta kahe ei lagi milite kohila. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, yes, that's why I told you should meet him. In the beginning only, Mahaprabhu Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Ramanand Rai ache Godavari tire adhikari hoye teho Vidyanagare Shudra Vishay Jnane Upeksha na kariba Amara Vachane tare avashya miliba. Please don't consider him to be a Shudra Vishay governor. Please meet him. He is the only one qualified to be with you. There is nobody wonderful than him. So Raman Rai, so Mahaprabhu is glorifying us. He was wonderful. He gave me such happiness. Srila Prabhupada, he quotes from Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya, where Mahaprabhu tells some more things after this. He tells, I went to so many places, I met so many Vaishnavas, but most of them, they were worshipping Narayan. Some were Tattvavadis, some were atheists. But this Ramananda Rai, he was wonderful. So after describing all these wonderful stories of South India travels, now Kaviraj Goswami, in the last few verses of this chapter, gives the Falashruti. Tirtha yatra kathayai kailu samapan sankshepe kahilu vistarnayaya varnan. Tirtha yatra yat kathai kailu samapan. Now I am ending the description of the wonderful travels of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South India, and the travel details are unlimited. I have given just a synopsis of it. अनंत चैतन्य लीला कोहिते ना जानी, लोभे लज्जा खैया तार कोरी टान टानी. अनंत चैतन्य लीला. अरे Mahaprabhu's pastimes are unlimited. Who can understand? Even Brahma Shiva Sheshayara पाए नहीं अंत. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य लीला अद्भुत अनंत. ब्रह्मा शिवा शेष यार पाए नहीं अंत. Mahaprabhu's Leela is like shoreless, bottomless ocean, agadha, and it is Gambhir. So even Brahma, even Shesha, even Ananta, even Shiva, we can't understand. So how can I understand? I am an insignificant living entity. But Lobhe Lajja Khaya, still out of greed, I made this attempt. Lobhe Lajja Khaya Tara Puri Tana Tani. I am shamelessly writing what can be done. Although nobody can write about it, but still I am writing shamelessly. प्रभुर तीर्थ यात्रा कथा सुने जन, चैतन्य चरण पाए गाढ़ प्रेम धन. Prabhura Tirth Yatra, anyone who hears the wonderful story, wonderful descriptions of Mahaprabhu's travels in South India, he will develop unalloyed devotion unto the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ehi kali kalayar nahi kona dharma, Vaishnava Vaishnava Shastra ehi kohe marma. So actually in this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other greater religion than that which is established by Vaishnava devotees and Vaishnava scriptures. Prabhupada writes, this is the sum and substance of everything, a marma. One must have firm faith in the process of devotional service and scriptures that support it. If one hears the activities of Mahaprabhu with faith, he is freed from envious position. When he chants the names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he becomes free from this envy. He is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means a self-realized devotee. Vaishnava Shastra means the Shrutis and the Vedas, they are Shabda Puran. Srila Prabhupada quotes a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Shruti pratyakshamaityam anumanam chatushtayam pramaneshu anvasthanat vikalpasa virajyate. There are four kinds of proofs. Shruti Praman, Pratyaksha Praman, Aitihya Praman, and Anumana Praman. We have heard three many times. Shabda Pratyaksha Anuman. There is fourth one also. Aitihya, that means historical proof. The history is the proof. So one should stick to these principles when it comes to knowledge of absolute truth. Chaitanya Chandrera Lila Gada Gambhir Pravesha Korite Nari Sparshe Rahitir. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are Agad and Gambhir. They are fathomless ocean. So what am I doing? I cannot even enter them. What I have done, I am just standing on the shore of the ocean and tasting a drop of it. ब्रजेर वैष्णवगण बंदो तारा मुख्य हरिदास चैतन्य विलास सिंधु कल्लोलेर एक बिंदु तारक कोणा कहे कृष्णदास. In the beginning, Kaviraj Goswami writes, all the Brajvasis, they have given me this order, and at the top of all the Brajvasis is Haridas. So what I have done, Chaitanya Vilasa Sindhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes is like ocean. Of that ocean, one wave, and out of that one wave, one drop, out of that drop, one particle of the drop I have described in this book. Chaitanya Vilasa Sindhu, Kallo Lera Eka Bindu, Tarak Kana Kahe Krishnadas. So therefore, he's saying, please hear with faith Chaitanya Charitra Shraddhai Shunaye Jan Yateka Vichare Tatapai Prem Dhan. Please have faith and hear the wonderful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Analyze this, study this. If you want to use your logic, please use your logic to understand the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's mercy is unlimited. Yateka vichare tatapaye prem dhan. The more you use your intelligence to understand, you will realize that it is unfathomable. And you will just, without any doubt, serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's how Kaviraj Goswami ends this chapter by glorifying Rupa and Raghunath. Rupa Raghunath Padeyaras Chaitanya Caritāmrta Kohe Krishna Das. So let's stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.